start putting God first. A lot of people say, well, I don't want to do it. I don't want to offend no one. I don't want to talk about religion or politics because someone else might get upset about it and might want to leave. Well, you know, the Lord said, teach my word in season and out of season. If they want to leave, then they're not interested in making progress.
So what I really like to see and for talk to people about here, and I feel like this is a great movement in order to give a voice to it, is like stuff like the issues such as the Federal Reserve in this country, which I think is basically where all the wealth and power is concentrated in this country, and where they basically control our monetary system and can control so much of our lives and cause so much trouble for everybody. That's my main issue, is like the monetary policy of the country, and that just spills over into this whole deal we're talking that it seems like Occupy Wall Street is upset with right now. The whole corporations and corporations having way too much power and way too much influence in America.
The movement, like on Wall Street, I really support this because, it was nonviolent, and it was people coming out saying, we have a discontentment that's shared across the country, and we're organizing here where we think is like the hot spot for a lot of this suffering and this pain that people have been responding to, and like we are right now in Jackson, there's people, all around the country that have said, great, we want to show support to that, and then people in the world, the world at large, I think also.
So what do you?
I really think it's just people saying, people are worth more than this paper or this coin or this whatever we have that we ourselves invented, and people's lives shouldn't be so casually traded in for this, because this is just an abstract notion. But humans, that's like what we are. That's what we're over here.
Might be gone. We were sold on the idea when I was coming up that if you went to school, you went out and you got a job, you held that job, you saved money, you did all the right things, that you would be able to retire, maybe not in luxury, but comfortably. And that contract, that social contract, has been broken. And it looks like nobody has any interest in power of doing anything about that. There appears to be, and the problem is that the people that we have that can actually vote and make the changes are in that 1%. They are not part of the 99% that they're affecting.
Support it?
Well, I support the fact that corporations are people, and I'm against the fact that corporations are trying to get personhood, and they're trying to get the same rights as U.S. citizens.
Okay. You?
I'm basically out here for the same reason, and also to fight like the budget cuts and the layoffs, and that not many people in Mississippi are getting the right health care that they should, and Mississippi really needs attention, and so basically that's what I'm out here for.
You?
I'm out here for the same reason, mostly, and also because like we as citizens are not being paying much attention. The corporations are taking all of the attention, and we need more to help us out. Mississippi needs to get more on top. And I believe that if we're fighting, we get on top, and we can take what's ours. So.
Okay. And you?
I'm out here because I'm a supporter of small business, and I don't think it's fair that small businesses should have to pay a gross amount of taxes while large corporations, just like she said, get the big tax cuts and they don't have to pay much because basically they're saying that we rule the world and we can step on the little people whenever we want.
Okay.
And we're educated. And we educate. We went to public schools. We went to public schools. We live on these public streets. We live on these public streets. And the more we work, the more work we take on, the longer hours, lower wages, for less benefits, we see our communities, continue to fall apart. Our leaders tell us, we've got to cut back. But corporate profits are at record highs. 83 of the top 100 corporations. Didn't pay any taxes. For 7 years. You're blaming me? I grew up in this country. I'm a small business owner. I pay my taxes. Why can't Bank of America? Or any of these corporations. Who own our politicians. And can pay for their campaigns. What incentive do they have? To listen to me. When they have billions of dollars. Funding their campaigns. And telling them how to govern. Why are you here? Come up and tell your story. Before we march on this Capitol. Tell more of our stories. That's why we're here. We gotta figure something out. This is not working. This is clearly corrupt. This is working by the 1%. Of the 1%. For the 1%. What about us? We're the poorest state in the country. Why are we putting the same people in office? To make this mess happen. Why are you here? Come up and talk. The platform is open. Don't be shy.
So you can understand the mathematics. Now, the United States Senate is supposed to regulate Freddie Mac, Fannie Mac, and Wall Street. That's their job. Back in the 1980s, the Keaton Five and U.S. Senator John McCain was one of those members. They passed a little law, a little regulation that allowed the the savings and loans in this nation to loan out unsecured money, unsecured money to bankrupt this nation. I think President Reagan was president at the time, and this nation had to bail out the savings and loan. Now, 20 years later, the United States failed to regulate Wall Street, Freddie Mae and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and the economy collapsed again. Only this time, not only did it collapse our economy, it didn't collapse, it shook the economies of different countries around the world. Now we come up with we had a AAA rating in this nation, and now I understand from the news media that we have a AA rating, so it's down. So the way the United States Senate is elected is causing our nation to decline. What will help my grandbaby become free in this nation will free up our nation. Basically, that's the number one issue. I have several others.
Okay. All right.
Just cheap.
All right.
I'm here because it appears that we are having to fight the fight that we were fighting in the 60s all over again. We should already have had these things taken care of. And there's no reason why every generation should have to fight for the right to a job, for the right to medical care, for the right to an education. There's just no reason, and the human race is not going to evolve under circumstances like this. Education is the most important thing we can do for our kids, and when education becomes known as elitist, then people who are uneducated, what do we call them? Do we call them ignorant? Do we call them stupid? Well, they get mad when you call them that. But words have power. People need to recognize this, and they need to choose their words carefully. So I'm here for everybody. I'm here for my country. I'm here for the world. I'm here for my niece. I'm here for her friends. And I'm here for the people that are here.
What's your name?
Carol Miles.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
You've seen these cuts happen if you're in college, and you've seen your Pell Grants get taken away for bailouts. I want to hear from you. We all want to hear from you. This is why we're here. We're the 99%.
pill to swallow when the laws you follow are enforced on land your ancestors were wrongfully mounted on. And the very principles this country's founded on can't be counted on in time of crisis and confusion. What an illusion they've pulled off on us, misused and lost our trust too many times. But ain't too many rhymes been written about this, so I'm pissed, cause for some odd reason we feel like it's better that less is said. But for God's sakes, niggas, they left us for dead. And there's no denying them fathers crying with their families sidewalk written. What was so cleverly hidden is now in plain vision for all to see. We want y'all to see how this country does its poor and downtrodden. This is an instance that must not be forgotten, it's for keeps. Long after the media sweeps political name calling and lying, cinematography done desensitize the eyes so we don't cry no more when we see people dying in despair. We don't care, we just changed the station. We live in a nation where the poor have nothing but time to spend, so we left waiting, tailgating floodwaters outside the Superdome. Home no more, shown no more love than some of them third world countries we take over. This the real rape over, and this ain't young boy frustrated emotion, this is grown man rationale. Hard to admit my national don't give a fuck about its own, but the evidence is clear, we can stack it up. Kanye made a statement, Ice here to back it up. Beautiful world we live in, but ugly souls push the buttons. The gluttons of society. Top priority making sure the rich folks stay rich folk. Pitchfolk type thinking. New Orleans been sinking, this ain't a new issue. The Ninth Ward been the tissue that the city wipes his ass with. Like in the past with the first flood, way before Bush contracted Halliburton to restore back the order. They use dead black bodies to try and hold back the water. Such disorder in a country that burns so much money. I'm telling you, learn so much money when you just open up a book and look inside. That's where they hide the evidence. These fucked up presidents and their constituents pit you against your own kind, fuck up your mind. Yeah, they got opportunities and jobs for the poor. It's called prison life and warfare, nigga, that's your share of the American pie. But you got to lie, steal, and cheat to get it. Step on somebody's feet to get it, and our toes have been swollen for so long. They do it so wrong, but we just stand there and take it. Nature ripped the mask off, so now they can't fake it. We stand here butt naked, nigga, this is your nation's poor. But you still turn around and ask us for our kids for war. And then battalions from the bayou that don't know what they over there fighting for. What the fuck can you possibly say to them when they learn their parents died, casualties of the war and poverty, waiting for help outside a fucking stadium? Outside a fucking stadium. Yeah. Left you for dead. Can't forget about this. Not at all. Now that the media done stopped putting the play on it, something else got their attention. There's still families out there displaced, homeless. Let's not forget, that's our own. Bunch of hypocrites in this.